Okay, so I did a little bit more work on this just to bring out the features a bit more. All I did really was sand around the headline, take the cheeks down a little bit with a bit of sandpaper. Again, not really important. It only really depends on how confident you feel about doing such things. If you just want to take the cast, take time in peeling off the plasticine and putting it back on again. It'll make a difference to the quality of your cast. Or if you really don't care about the doll, then just use the doll's head. I mean, I obviously couldn't because my daughter would kill me. And if you've got a load of these to do, I did this in a class once and there were 30 kids, so you have a load of these to do, you're really going to want one that you take casts from, and it's quite a good way of casting things anyway. Okay, so for the next bit what we're going to need is some kind of stick. I'm going to use this thing, I'm sure you remember I actually used it to stir the resin with earlier. It's a bit of foam or glass fibre rod. Anything will do, a bit of coat hanger wire, a stick, something like that, it doesn't really matter. Going to use some newspapers and we're going to use this stuff, which is masking tape. Wonderful stuff. What we're going to make is a Madonna figure, a woman standing just straight up and down. We don't have any hands available to us. We could make them, but that is a long-winded process. So we're going to make a Madonna standing up and down, full-length dress, and arms in front of her. That's what we're going to do. So say if you did buy a doll and you got the hands free, feel free to use them. All you really do is glue them on, and then when you get to the end of the process it'll be a bit more obvious to you how the hands fit in. So let's get on with the body. Essentially here it's all quite dry work. All you're really doing is folding up the shape, deciding how big you want it. Normally the ratio is there should be 8 times the length of the head. Now if you elongate the body you're going to get a sense of elegance. Squatting it down you're going to get a comic character. Obviously here it's from a doll, so the face is actually quite childlike. I'm going to elongate it with a childlike face, so I want quite a long body. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the head's actually going to be about there-ish. Now that'll be too weak, so I'm going to put the head about there, the rod will run down the centre of the body, and the body's going to finish about here-ish. So what we've done here is basically make a cone of newspaper, and as you can see, there you go, the cone's actually starting to form the body. Put one more on there. It's until you feel happy with it really, there's no real guidance on it. When you feel you've got it right, you've got it right. Again, it's a very rough and ready kind of approach, but in the end of the day it's actually really quite cool. So that's my cone. Just put a bit of this around it, as he helps hold it in place. It's always a bit of a pain when you lose the end, isn't it? There we go. Let's see if we can do that now without losing the end. Good thing about masking tape is it's paper based, so the glue that you're going to put on later will actually adhere to it. So there's the cone of the flowing out dress that's going to be. Okay, I'm going to make the top body part now in exactly the same way, just bulking it out. So here you can start to see it's taking shape. We've got a cone inverted of the dress cone, and it's really just bundled up newspaper as you saw. You can give these things quite a tight squeeze, it'll hold its form. You have to remember that this was originally made out of straw, bound straw. Now obviously it's not actually getting there in terms of womanly shape at the moment, so what I'm going to do is bulk out the bustle a bit, bulk out the chest a little bit, so that we get some kind of suggestion there. Not only have to use newspaper, it can be a bit rough, but a tissue will do the job. So we put a bit of tissue on there, and again with our handy tape, let's see if I can get that on there. There we go. It's going to be the front, obviously. Get a bit of tape on there. and squeezing it into shape and taping it down will get you the kind of shape that you're looking for. Again, it's only really a suggestion that you're looking for, nothing else. Bustle her out a little bit. So about that height. The underneath that we're making here is going to help the form when we actually drape it later. Okay, I want that a bit further out at the top there. Because I want this kind of Victorian woman look really for my sort of Madonna image. That's definitely getting that. And you keep on like that until you're happy. So here's what it's like after a little bit more work on it. Again, padding it out, wrapping it with masking tape. You remember the stick came up here to make the head, and you just put a ball of paper on there that you put wrapping tape around. Size it up for the face, and the face is going to go on like that. As you make this thing, you'll find that the tape pulls in certain directions and helps twist it into shape. Don't worry too much about it, go with it, it's whatever it does. There's kind of an organic feel to it anyway. Making the arms is relatively simple. You just have a piece of paper, fold it, it's going to be about right. Fold it over, give it a twist, get a stick like that, wrap it with paper like that, with masking tape like that, you're going to have yourself an arm. The arm's going to attach on there. Again, because we're doing a handless Madonna figure, we want the hands in front, clasped. And that's about the right length for the hands. If they're a bit too long, I think maybe that is, then I'm going to shorten them up to about there, and I'll just snip that off with a pair of scissors. Again, there she is. So our basic figure is complete. The next thing that we're going to do is cover her in papier mache.